have already raised the question relating to the plagiarism and how one should get, how one institution, one college get the access of the Urkund software. So then what is ethics? Ethics, if you see in academic, there are several steps involved in pursuing the research, involved in completing the research. And each and every steps requires some moral code of conduct. Without this conduct, the research should be not ethical based. Of course, the research should be not, research will be not the beneficiary of our society, of our academic fraternity. The research ethics involve facts. Fact in each and every steps. Researcher has to faith on her supervisor. Supervisor has her faith on the academic institution. And if you see in the publication aspects, the writer should faith on the editor of the journal, on the publisher of the journal. Basically, each and every step involved faith on each and every others. Then integrity. Integrity is also play a vital role in the academic environment, in the research and development process. Research in higher education institution involve a series of integrity, starting from selection of topic to formation of hypothesis, formation of objective, searching of literature, collection of data and interpretation, and presentation of the research findings. Each and every steps involve a series of moral code of conduct like ethics and integrity. If someone is searching a topic, how a researcher should select her topic? Of course, as Professor Bir already told, the librarian should start at least a certificate course on literature review, literature search. How one can search the better result, better and comprehensive literature for her research. Of course, after searching the best literature, one should frame research hypothesis, research objective, proper collection of data, interpretation of data. Then it means higher institution how a research is going on in a particular institution should follow the ethics and other aspects of academic fraternity. Keeping in view the number of literatures and guidelines are being published, and academic fraternity are supposed to follow it. Then, according to US National Institute of Health, research in integrity includes use of honest and verifiable method. You should use those methods which is honest and verifiable. One should verify it. Reporting research result with particular attention to adherence to rules. You should publish or you should recommend the result of your research. The recommendation, the publication should be within the framework of law issued by the different higher education monitoring agencies. Following community acceptances, what are the benefit of your research to our society? Then our society is beneficiary with your research. See, these are the component we are supposed to adopt it. Then value of research integrity, and someone can say the fundamentals of research integrity. Higher education institutions must promote the following value or following fundamentals to conduct and management of research. Ethics. I think all of you are well aware with ethics. Rigorous. One should evaluate his her research, his her steps in each and every step of your research rigorously. You are well aware about the impact factor. Peer-reviewed journal. Peer-reviewed journals mean journals article are going to published in a particular journals are rigorously evaluated by the peer reviewer in terms of methodology, in terms of content, in terms of presentation, and many more aspects. Then the rigorously evaluation is important to follow the ethics or moral code of conduct. Relevance. Research should be relevant. You should conduct research, but research should be relevant. Relevancy, one of the major fundamentals of integrity. Transparency. There should be transparency in your research. Transparency in terms of utilization of fund, in terms of collection of data, in terms of analysis of facts and figure. Then respect. One should respect each other. Researchers should respect the peer reviewer, the publisher, the editor. Researcher should respect his her supervisor. Then all the component, all the segment which are involved in research should be impartial. Research is not going to partiality to one researcher can just oblige someone. No, research should be impartiality. Then independence. Each and every research should be independence. It doesn't mean do not quote the previously undertaken, previously done research, but your research should be independent. Your research must communicate something about your research output. What are the benefit of the society to the society? What are the benefit to the nations? Then accountability. Accountability should be there. One should accountable in utilization of fund and the many more aspects related to the research and development. Then framework focus on 3 stages of research cycle. Then see, entire research is moving towards 3 components: research design, conduct research, and research dissemination. Then what are the role of ethics in research design? A researcher, when a researcher design his her research, preparing his her research synopsis, blueprint of research, they must follow the moral code of conduct. They properly, rigorously gone through the available literature, discuss with the eminent scholar available in a particular domain of knowledge, and properly acknowledge the previously undertaken work. So research designing is the first step for your research journey. It means you should start ethical aspect of your research from the beginning. When you design your research synopsis, when you design your objective, method of study, collection of data tools should be fair and impartial. Conduct research. What are the role of ethical aspects of conducting the research? The data collected by a researcher. See, there are only three methods: historical method, survey method, and scientific method. If you are following historical method, then what are the amount of literature available in printed form or online form or some other form like manuscripts and so on? You should rigorously go through the available literature. If you follow the survey method, if you are collecting data through a questionnaire or survey, questionnaire or interview, please do not malafide or do not overlook the collection of data method. You should properly obtain the data where the data is available. Then ethics comes under here. If you are pursuing research on a scientific method, your research is based on laboratory finding. Your research is based on some scientific measurement, some mixing of some chemicals. You should properly do it. Otherwise, your research will not, impact of your research will be not positive, and you should be penalized. You may be penalized. Then research dissemination. Research dissemination means when a researcher completes the work, the next step is how to get published this work. It means what are the ethics? You should follow the moral code of conduct. Please send for publication at one time, one publisher. You should implement whatever the peer reviewer comment. You are free. You can adopt it or you cannot adopt it, but you should try your level best to incorporate the suggestion made by the peer reviewer. Then properly acknowledge who is your funding agency, who have helped you in compilation of research. Your publication should not be plagiarized. You should properly check the plagiarism aspect. You should at least properly obey, properly know with the intellectual property right. So these are the fundamentals of research. These are the life cycle of the research. Then question arises, why you publish? Why publish? There are only two reasons. First reason is to supplement, to add something in the existing domain of knowledge. And second, of course, to enhance our career, to enhance my career. What is a peer-reviewed journal? Peer-reviewed journals means the journal submitted by a particular author to a particular journal, rigorously evaluated by the peer reviewer team, and there should be some standard norms. The journals publish the article or the article published in a particular journal properly indexed by internationally well-known citation indexing. Citation like Scopus, Web of Science, Indian Citation Index. And peer-reviewed journal is not just you pay something and you get published this article. No. What is not a peer-reviewed journal? The journal do not follow the moral code of conduct, do not follow the ethical aspects of, do not follow the intellectual property rights, rules and regulation, do not follow the several guidelines published by the higher education institution monitoring agency. These are termed not peer-reviewed journal. Publishing timeline. What are the publishing time? Ranging from 3 months to year and a half year. If you are supposed to submit, if you are submitting some article for the publication, there is a series of work. Your article should be sent by a peer reviewer person. After receiving the peer reviewer comment, the editor will send you and you should implement it. if you need, if you understand that the peer reviewer is going wrong. But in normal cases, peer reviewer is a well experienced person of particular domain of knowledge. So you should follow the instruction made by the peer reviewer. So publishing timeline is a major aspect when you need some journal, some article for your career advancement to get published soon. You should select those journal which periodicity is monthly or quarterly and take minimum time. But any standard journals, peer-reviewed journals, or journal listed in Scopus, Web of Science, and CARE list should take at least 3 months for publication. Prepare to write. How one should write? Before you start your write, you should collect the literature available in a particular domain of knowledge, particular topic on which you are going to write something. So literature collection, literature search is important aspects, and nowadays variety of information are available. You can search your literature, search your relevant literature from this site. Read before write. After the invention of ICT, people are writing just Control-C and Control-V. Why? Government has passed the plagiarism regulation. Some percentage of our academic fraternity are involved in misconducting of research. They are just copying and paste. So this is not a healthy practice. One should properly read, then write. How to read a research paper? How one can read a research paper? Of course, not like a newspaper and novel, but in terms of a student, a researcher pursuing research in literature, pursuing research in journalism, of course, they will read seriously newspaper and novel. In other domain of knowledge, they should properly read the available literature 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, whenever get to understand the theme of the particular paper. Know about publication ethics, of course. What are the major publication ethics? Nowadays, the journal published by a society or published by an agency are issuing separate guideline for publication, but a researcher should at least know what are the major publication ethics, what are the ethics of writing. Then selection of journals, you should select those journals which express your idea. The criteria for journal selection, what are the major 6 criteria? Do the aim and scope of the journal match that of research? The journal selected by you is match for your research presentation or not? Has the journal published article of similar nature? What are the journal submission requirement? You should know what are the requirement of journal submission, what are the requirement of manuscript to the particular journals. What is the journal impact factor? Impact factor shows the importance, the recognition of a particular journal. If journal has an high impact factor, of course, the value of journal in a particular domain of knowledge is more than the journal which has lesser impact factor. Journal impact factor is being calculated on the basis, if you are calculating the impact factor for 2021, it means the average number of you should analysis 2 years of particular journal. It means the article published in a particular item, particular year, the article, how many times these articles are being cited by the author, divided by the number of articles published in a particular year. It means in 2 years, if you are, suppose you are going to calculate the impact factor of a journal, it means you should calculate on the basis of past 2 year issues. In past 2 years, the journal published in a particular journal, how many times the articles have been cited divided by number of articles published in last 2 years. Then what is the general peer review process? You should know at least what is the peer review process. Does the research is relevant for audience? Research, suppose you are conducting research, the research is beneficiary, is important for the audience, for the society. So these are the essential point for selection of journals. So these are the also some points through which you can select these basic journals. Then what are the predatory journals? Nowadays there are two concepts, predatory journals and predatory publications, predatory articles. Predatory journals and predatory articles means, predatory publications means who are publishing the journal without follow the moral code of conduct, without follow the plagiarism policy, without following the intellectual property right. The basic aim of the publisher is to how to earn much and more money. They are publishing the article of a scholar by collecting some charges. The charged by the publisher is not uniform. They are charging some amount to other person, the same amount do not charge any person. The amount is differ as per the requirement, as per the necessity of the author. So one should avoid his her publication in predatory journals, predatory publisher. Then predatory journals. What are the predatory journals? So see, last I think 5 to 6 days ago there was a news on Scopus portal. They are claiming that about 1.67 lakhs articles indexed in Scopus database are predatory journals articles. About 3% of the total site indexed article in Scopus. So this means you should at least avoid these type of journals. Then what are the criteria through which one should select the journal which are not a predatory journals? So what are the main point? Always check the website thoroughly. See, in a predatory journal, there are misleading information. If you see the editorial board, the editorial board is not properly recognized by the academician. The address of the publication of the journal is not as per law, is not right, and they are changing their address regularly. So always check the website thoroughly. If you want to publish your article in a well-reputed journal, your article not published in a predatory journal, you should always check the website of the particular journal. See, when the predatory journals and predatory publisher are come in the force. See, there was a moment in late 1970, open movement, through which open source software, open educational resources are emerged. Everything is open. One should access these resources without paying any money. So each and every good initiative has its own lacuna, and some profit-making personality, some profit-making agency are involved to publish predatory publishers, to publish the journals which are predatory journals, articles, and they do not follow the terms and other references as per the regulation, as per the moral code of conduct. So always check website, check if the journal is a member of any registered society. Check the journal contact information. Contact information is mismatching from one issue to another issue. Research and editorial board. What are the research board? What are the editorial board? What are the peer review process? And read through the past issues of journals. You should read the past issue of a journals. What are the coverage of the past issues of this type of journals? Then what are the major checkpoint? Some other checkpoint is, do you or your colleague know the journal? You should ask your colleague, are you know the? So after ensuring these journals, you can proceed further. Can you easily identify the contact of the publisher? Is the journal clear about the type of peer review process? Are the article indexed in service that you use? Is it clear what fees will be charged? See, nowadays, Springer, elsewhere, many more commercial reputed publishers are charging fee for the publication. But their charging fee is common for all. But if you see in predatory publisher, their charges is vary from person to person. So please be ensured when you are supposed to publish your research output, do recognize editorial board, and there are some reputed agency, is the journal is registered in any society. Then what are the major sources? There is a question in front of you. How one can identify, how can select the journal are not a predatory journal, which are a peer-reviewed journal? What are the different sources through which one can identify, one can select this type of journal? Then Journal Citation Report, JCR, is one of them. Publication Index list, this is another. Web of Science. Web of Science, as all of you are well aware who are working in the university system, is InfluMnet is providing free access of this database. Chemical Abstract, Science Finder, scholar of chemistry, biochemistry, biotechnology are well aware with Chemical Abstract, Science Finder scholar. Open Access Scholarly Publisher Association. This association indexed the all journal which are not predatory journal in its databases. Then Ulrich Web, and traditionally few 20 to 25 years there was a publication of Ulrich International Periodical Directory. The web version is Ulrich Web. Then if you see in Indian, there is a care list, but in care list also some amount of journals are predatory in nature. If about 1.6 lakh journal, 6-7 lakh journal cited index in Scopus are predatory journals, of course there may be in care list. But see, Consortium for Academic Research and Ethics, published by the University Grant Commission with a recommendation of a peer reviewer, with a recommendation of the expert committee. The expert committee has listed the journal in care list on the basis of Scopus, Science Finder, and Indian Citation Index. If you are interested to get your article published in a well-reputed journal, you should select the name of journal in care list and other many more, Scopus, Web of Science, like that. See, These are the fundamental aspects of ethics of writing. Then what are the sources of information? All of you are basically this workshop is organized, e-conference is organized by the library and IQSC. Two components are there. The one component is IQSC. The aim of this cell is to how to quality control the academic institution, and how library should disseminate the information which are available with them. Then primary sources, secondary, documentary sources means primary, secondary, tertiary. All of you are well aware with this type of sources. Primary sources means the article, information published in first hand, like thesis and dissertation, but literature review of the part of the thesis and dissertation is not a primary sources. Primary sources, the data analysis and interpretation interpretation part. Secondary sources, which are compiled on the basis of the primary sources, like encyclopedia, gazette, dictionary, like almanac, and tertiary sources through which we can get access the primary and secondary sources. All of you are well aware with the telephone directory and publication of Indian University Handbook, in internationally known World of Learning, Europa Yearbook. These are the tertiary sources of information. Documentary sources, non-documentary sources, formal, then print and electronic resources. Print means the information is stored self in a library in forms of books, journals, and newspaper and other many type standard gazette like that. And electronic sources means the information sources which are available in print sources are disseminated in electronic format. See, there are two types, two ways through which we can build up, we can generate our electronic collection. First is converted digital. The library or academic institution is converting their print material into digital format. And then second is born digital, means the books and forms, different forms of documents are being published in digital format. But when you are converting something, there is copyright issue. See, the duration of copyright is lifetime of a particular author, and after the expiry of the author is 60 years. Means you should not digitalize those books, those articles, the copyright, which copyright owner is alive, or you can only digitalize these resources if the copyright owner is granted permission for the digitalization of work. Then, of course, how can access these resources? Of course, in electronic format, there is offline and online. Offline means information storage in hard disk device like pen drive and many more. In online environment, the information is available on online mode. Then what are the ways through which our academic fraternity can access the online information, online e-content? Consortia, Sindhu, and Dr. Veer already told you about the Sodh Sindhu and Enlist. Sodh Sindhu is especially designed for the benefit of the university and Enlist for college education. Sodh Sindhu, the complete fee of Sodh Sindhu is made by the University Grant Commission through InfilmNet, but an Enlist nominal fee is required, and college, all of you are who belongs to the college education should get the access of Enlist through InfilmNet. Then subscription. Institution should subscribe e-resources, free resources, and then open education resources. Then how these are the types of resources through which we can make available these resources. But question is, how can one access these resources? Very simple, through username and password, through IP ranges, internet protocol, and through Wi-Fi. And then recently the concept is being occurred, remote access facility. Remote access facility means a researcher can access the research article, the information sources which are available in their library anytime, anywhere, without any payment. Then open educational resource. Nowadays, open education, during the pandemic situation, open educational resources are playing a very important role. See, large number of information, large amount of information is available on open educational platform. One can access these resources without paying rupees. MOOCs, massive open online courses. This is the world level initiative through which the information which are available in print format have been digitalized by several agencies, and some information, as you all of you are aware, the nowadays information is publishing, the document is publishing in print as well as online electronic format. Then massive open online courses, when occurs, then Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 26.1, which states everyone has the right to education. If everyone has the right to education, how one can get the information without paying much more money? Massive open educational resources, MOOCs are the one of the, you can say MOOCs are the only way through which you can impart the education on minimum cost. In India, there is a SWAM platform. The basic principle of SWAM is to assess equity and quality. The basic principle of MOOCs, the information which are available, which are being made available on SWAM platform, are accessible for each and everybody without any barrier. Equity, there should be no any bar, male or female or different types of social phenomena. And quality, the content which are available through SWAM platform is properly designed by an expert of the group. I can say about 1900 courses are available on SWAM platform, ranging from 9th class to master degree, and thousands of our academics are involved to procure, to make this type of resources for everybody. Then see, coordinator of this program, these are the monitoring agency of higher education or no higher education system in India: AICT, NPTEL, UGC, CEC, NCRT, NIOS, IGNOU, IIMS, NITTTB. So these are the agencies which are expertise in a particular domain of knowledge, and the government has asked to these agencies to prepare the e-content of your domain of knowledge. Each and every coordinator, 9 coordinator of this program, are well equipped with basic infrastructure, with modern tools and technology, and they have been asked to convert the digital print resources or design a fresh literature, fresh video, fresh lecture note, for the research and development, for study and teaching of the academic fraternity or all over the citizens. See, if you see in international level, there are variety of different types of agency which are involved in providing open educational resource through their platform. UNESCO, if you back 20 years, if you visit in a reputed old library like JNU Allahabad University, there is a separate collection of United Nations publication. Researchers are sitting there and they are just searching some literature. But nowadays, UNESCO has digitalized almost all its literature and made available through through the portal of UNESCO, and one can access these resources without paying any money. Open Educational Global, this is the one another platform for open educational resources. Commonwealth of Learning. Commonwealth of Learning is an international agency which are monitoring the open education, open education, education through distance education mode. So, Commonwealth of Learning is providing the information sources, the content. Any open educational resources are providing audio lecture, video lecture, full text, courseware, discussion forum for avoiding the misconduct, avoiding the confusion. So Commonwealth of Learning providing such type of information, those type of information which are relevant to open and distance learning mode student. IPSCO Open and Thesis Dissertation Abstract database covers more than 8,000 full text open thesis. We can download it, you can access it. Directory of open access books. Each and every publisher nowadays are providing access of some books through open educational platform. These are called Directory of Open Educational Open Access Resources. This is the combination of, this is a compilation of the metadata of the open educational books. Just you visit the website of the Directory of Open Education, Directory of Open Access book, and you can click it, and you can read the book, you can download, you can preserve it. Then open access, Directory of Open Access book provide you multidisciplinary books which are available on open access platform. Like Directory of Open Access Journal, more than 15,000 journals are nowadays available on open access journal platform, and 95% of the journals are peer reviewed. One can access these journals without paying much more money. Internet archives. This is one of the major archives which cover historical, sociological, economical, and political, and other types of literature available globally. Then these are the major open educational resource provider. The academic fraternity of the entire globe can easily access these resources, and if you access these resources, I'm sure you will be benefited. If you see in Indian environment, NPTEL, 7 IITs and Indian Institute of Science has designed a open educational courses. When I am saying open educational resources, means all type of content which are beneficial, which are met academic fraternity, like video text, audio text, courseware, like that. E-gyankosh, about 850 databases are major core theme have been digitalized, have been prepared by the platform by NPTEL. E-gyankosh by IGNO, we can course material of IGNO ranging from certificate to master degree without paying any money. E-pgpathshala, I think maximum of you are well aware. So about 70 disciplines are being covered under this project, and resources have been digitalized, resources have been prepared, and nowadays you can access these resources. In pandemic situation, there is a repackaging of E-pgpathshala like E-Adhyan. 700 books were identified from E-pgpathshala and provide access through E-Adhyan portal by Inclibnet. NCERT up to 12th class course material for CBSE board are now available with NCERT, National Education Resources portal, NIS, National Institute of Open Schooling, where you can just access the information resources, the document which are available for open and distance school education institution. National Digital Library, as Dr. Veer sir has already told, is a major sources of information, is a single window search where you can search each and every item which are available through National Digital Library portal. This National Digital Library is managed by the IIT Kharagpur. Then Bharatvani project, knowledge through Indian languages, in 2016, when Smriti Irani was the education minister, he has launched a mega project, education through Indian languages. In resources which are available in Indian resources are being digitalized and uploaded on the Bharatvani project. Vidya-Nidhi is a University of Mysore project where you can access the resources. Sodh Ganga, about 3 lakhs PhD theses are full text available from Sodh Ganga portal. Vidya-Mitra is a portal managed by the Inclibnet, through which you can access the resources which are prepared on the government plan, national education through information and communication technology, information and communication. And then Infoport, all the resources which are open educational resources written by the Indian scholar are available here. You can access these resources. Then the second part of my presentation is plagiarism. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism means if someone copying the other person's idea, process, data, result without giving appropriate credit. Means the author is writing something, he obtained the help with other sources of information, but without citing, he or she completed his research. See, this is the plagiarism. Then, what are the difference between plagiarism and copyright infringement? See, plagiarism is an intellectual dishonesty or moral offense. Plagiarism has ethical aspects, but in copyright, legal offense. Then who enforces it? Intellectual peers such as senates, professional society, university, and research organization. If someone avoided plagiarism and if someone content is plagiarized, the decision with regard to the penalties, what type of penalty will be imposed to a such person will be decided by the intellectual peers on the basis of the Gazette notification issued by the Government of India on 31st July 2018 as a plagiarism policy. But if you infringe the copyright under 63 section, under section 63 of Indian Copyright Act, you will be penalized accordingly. Means 50,000 to 2 lakh or 6 month to 2 year penalty. Then how to avoid it? Then cite the original author. See, this is the key concept, how one should avoid the plagiarism, just to cite the original author. And if you see in copyright, get the the copyright owner. See, these are the fundamental difference between the plagiarism and copyright. See, there is a fair use. In Indian copyright, there is a some certain point where Copyright Act do not prevail. Means for the purpose of research and private study, if the student is writing something in his her examination paper, in notebook, there no any reference is required, no any permission of the copyright owner is required. For the criticism or review, for reporting current events, so in connection with judicial proceeding, in judicial proceeding, see, this decision is based on X versus Y, but any reference is not required. Performance of part-time singer or like that, and paying, and we are just copying, just downloading the song of a particular singer in our pen drive and listening in the our vehicle or our room. This is not a violation of plagiarism or violation of copyright. See, what are the different types of plagiarism? See, there are only two types of plagiarism: textual plagiarism and source code plagiarism. Textual plagiarism means if someone copy the another person text without giving proper credit to him. In source code plagiarism, in science and technology, particularly in computer science, any software is being designed with some source code, and some person who are supposed to give the take the benefit of the earlier designed software or earlier tested result, they are not proper citing. This is the source code plagiarism. Intentional plagiarism, unintentional plagiarism, nothing, just written plagiarism, misrepresentation of paraphrases, self-plagiarism, and translation plagiarism, oral plagiarism. These are the part of the textual plagiarism. See, self-plagiarism. University Grant Commission has issued a public notice on 20th April 2020 regarding the self-plagiarism. If someone is writing something with his her own previously work, they must have cite themselves. They must cite their previously written article, previously written published work. But what UGC said, I think all of you are well aware with self-plagiarism. What happened in last 1 to 2 years, when the plagiarism policy was notified by the University Grant Commission, someone is just citing himself many more time. Why? Because her H index will be high. So, University Grant Commission has clarified that if a person who is quoting himself, herself, is well and good, but her quotation, citation will not count in calculation of H index. And all the vice chancellor, member of selection committee, the screening committee are requested to properly implement the procedure led by the University Grant Commission with regard to the self-plagiarism. Then why plagiarism occurs? I think all of you are well aware. An awareness of copyright, increasing competition, impact of ICT, lack of communication skill, available information on internet, pressure and deadline to finish the work. These are the reasons. But why one should avoid the plagiarism? Just use your own word or idea. And these idea or word can only be generated in your mind if you properly follow the ethical aspects of writing. Then give proper credit for copied, adopted, and paraphrased material. Avoid using other words with minor cosmetic changes. Give proper citation. Best practice is to always cite original author. You should develop your own writing skill. You should develop your domain knowledge. Avoid outsourcing of work in academic fraternity, someone is charging some money, and they are supposed to write your PhD thesis or research paper. But avoid the outsourcing of your academic work. See, reference, footnote, and bibliography are essential to avoid the plagiarism. As Dr. Veer sir already told, there are thousands of citation styles are available, but citation, there are only two citation systems: Vancouver system and parenthetical system. In Vancouver system, you should write one in first reference head, you should write two in second reference head, you should write three in third reference head. And just after compilation of a chapter, just you put the references in sequence form. But in parenthetical system, you should write some aspect, some identification aspect through which we can identify the author of the works. Just two what? Surname of author and then year of publication. If the article, after citing the, arrange your references accordingly, alphabetical order in terms of surname of the author. So there are many more styles are available. Then what are the different plagiarism detection tools? See, how one can detect the plagiarism: manual method and with the help of computer technology, with the help of software. Manual method, it is impossible, almost impossible. It is only possible if someone is claiming that my work has been plagiarized by the particular author. Yeah, her work is on the basis of my work, so that the board of the university and colleges will easily examine the content manually. But in practical aspect, it is impossible. So if you see in the software which are available for plagiarism detection tools, as my earlier spokesman already told, that there are two types of software. Some software are freely available, which are called as open access software. Some software are paid software through which you can subscribe. But see, what should Indian university, Indian college do? Either you should follow the open educational open source software, or purchase Turnitin or any other software. But University Grant Commission through Inflinet with its a program Sodh Suddhi has given the access of Urkund software. Urkund software means it is a software for detection of plagiarism, Netherlands-based company, and more than 1,000 higher education have been granted access of these resources, either government university, college, private university and college. But if a person working in any college, they should ask the librarian of the concerned university, so that they can give access of Urkund software. There is no need to subscribe to purchase any software, because University Grant Commission has given free access of these resources, this software. And nowadays we are working on the environment where budget is decreasing day by day. How can one manage the academic institution? How can one manage the library services? But if you are working in Indian environment, the report of Urkund is fruitful. I am not going to technical aspects of the report. So, of course, there are many more software which report is much better than the Urkund, but University Grant Commission has given us Urkund. Why you can subscribe other resources? But if university permit, you can subscribe. There is no any technical problem. Why? How you should work on Urkund? See, what type of information is available in any software, in any plagiarism detection tools? The information sources which are freely available on internet, which are available through open educational platform, which are available with any commercial publisher, which are available with any institution. It means the information which are available through online mode with any agency like government agency, private agency. And the second information is the researcher, when submit her document plagiarism checking, her document will be the part of the database of a particular software. See, whatever the information is online available in any mode, the plagiarism detection tools is matching both of the document submitted by you and the document which are available in variety of sources, through variety of sources. Then what are the mechanisms to work with Urkund? Just like type Urkund on Google. There is a screen, just web OPEC, the admin, this is meant for the administrator, librarian. Just you click on web OPEC, web app. There is a analysis login address. If someone get the access of Urkund software, they are provided a link. How can you generate your username and password? After getting registered, Urkund will send you analysis address. After receiving the analysis address from Urkund, you may send your article or your publication for the publication on Urkund. For the plagiarism checking on Urkund. Just this will be the screen. Write your username and surname. After this type of screen will appear. Here you can write analysis address provided by the Urkund, and just subject may write the plagiarism check. There is a screen just visible. Drop your file here. Whenever you click here, all of you are well aware with downloading the document. The screen will appear. From where you can share your document from hard disk or from monitor or from pen drive, whatever may be. Just you may upload this document, and after this type of screen will appear, it means the 16%, 4%, 43%. These are the similarity index. See, no any software is providing you, is giving you a result that your document is certain amount of percentage is plagiarized. No, they are just claiming that your article, your publication is similar with other article. Similarity, they are giving similarity index. So just we click on any document. If you, of course, if you drop one file for checking, this is the librarian portal. So there are a huge amount of if you are individual, there will be 2 or 3. Just click any of them. After clicking, this type of a screen will appear. Means first page. What does it mean? First page, the orange line show the matching document. It means 3 lines of first page is matching earlier uploaded earlier literature which are available online. Second page, third page, fourth page, like 5 pages 100% similar with previously published document. Then such just you can click here, and the such type of screen will appear, and this will appear. See, 50%, here is a 50% similarity index. But what University Grant Commission policy suggests, you should untick those documents which are cited by you. If you have given citation, then please untick it. Means, see, this is the cited item. Just you click here, active, and click here. It means your document will be diverted from similar mode to normal mode. See, what are this is your publication and similar to this. So you should always untick previously quoted items which are being cited by you, which are being properly acknowledged by you. All references, all references, bibliography, table of content, preface, acknowledgement should not be a part of plagiarism. And generic terms, these are the essential component. See, and after this, there is a column export. If you click on export, your entire document will be downloaded in PDF format, and you will preserve it for future reference. And this type of page will be beneficial for submitting your thesis or article. This is treated as a certificate generated with the portal of Urkund. See, in Urkund, if you uploaded one article, after a revision of the sum, you want to recheck this article, so your article will be 100% similar. It means your previously uploaded article are with Urkund database. But the researcher, the teacher has right to check the plagiarism with Urkund software, Urkund portal, but they do not have right to delete the previously uploaded material. This right is only given to the coordinator of this program. Of course, university librarian or IQVC coordinator will be provided such type of facility. You can ask such type of people to please remove your previously uploaded document so that your accurate result will be appear. See, what I am just giving 5 to 10 minutes. The University Grant Commission, what are the basic objective of this policy is create awareness among the academic fraternity, establish institutional mechanism, develop system to detect the plagiarism. Then University Grant Commission has asked higher education to develop a mechanism through which from undergraduate student to doctoral student are well trained with the Urkund software, with the plagiarism detection tool, with the plagiarism inattention, with the IPR, and refresher course, orientation course being organized by the HRDC or many more agency, which are supposed to a essential component on academic ethics or plagiarism or IPR. Then curbing in plagiarism, each and every higher education institution, means university and R&D institution, has asked to prepare a policy document on the basis of this document and upload this document on the your university or higher education portal. Each student submitting his her PhD thesis are supposed to give an undertaking that his her work is genuine in nature, is not plagiarized as per UGC norms. Each and every supervisor should give a certificate indicating that the research work being carried out under my supervision is plagiarized free. And higher education institution should upload the soft copy of the thesis on Urkund or Sodhganga portal so that the thesis can be accessed globally. See, what UGC policy suggests: similarity check for plagiarism shall exclude the following: all quoted work reproduce with the necessary permission and attributions. Means all quoted works, if you have if you have taken the permission from the copyright owner, there is no violation of copyright or plagiarism. Then all references, bibliography, table of content, preface, and acknowledgement. The generic terms, standard symbol, and equation, these should be omitted. This should be unticked with the similar index as given by the any plagiarism detection tools. Then what are the level of plagiarism? As you all are aware that 0, 1, 2, 3. Up to 10%, above 10 to 40, above 40 to 60, and above 60. Then how the policy, how one can penalize, how the university should penalize or should monitor the plagiarism related issue. See, there are two panels suggested by this committee, suggested by this regulation. One is each and every department should have their departmental integrity panel. Departmental integrity panel consisting of head of the department, one member of the other department, and one person with well versed with the software plagiarism detection. Then the departmental integrity panel, after receiving of the complaint of any agency or anybody, the panel should submit the report within 45 days to the institutional integrity panel. Departmental integrity panel should work at theory of natural justice. Means that if someone is complained against someone, the person, both the person should be appear before the committee and put up their facts and figure with the departmental integrity panel. Then institutional academic integrity panel, each and every institution should have their own institutional academic integrity panel consisting of 4 members: chairman, pro-vice chancellor, dean, senior academician, member, senior academician other than chairman. 1 member should be other than the department, other than the university, and 1 member should be well known with the plagiarism detection. And then this panel will submit a final report within 45 days to the higher top executive of the higher education institution, means vice chancellor, director, like so on. And the report submitted by the department institutional academic integrity panel, both the panel, departmental integrity panel and institutional integrity panel, will work with the theory of natural justice. Both the person will be called as and when desired by the panel for presenting their facts and figure, for presenting their views. Then after the recommendation of the institutional academic integrity panel, the top executive of the institution will put up the facts and figure before the top executive body like executive council, syndicate, governing body, and necessary action should be taken accordingly. What type of action should be taken by the committee or should be recommended by the committee, and final decision should be taken by the higher educational body, should be as per the recommendation of the as per the policy issued by the University Grant Commission. In terms of research or thesis or dissertation, up to 10%, no similar penalty. Above 10 to 40 shall we withdraw his thesis and asked to resubmit within 6 months. After and above 40 and 60, such students shall be students should be divided from submitting her research for a period of 1 year. After 1 year, the researcher should submit. Researcher can submit her research work, and if the similarity level is 60%, then her PhD registration will be cancelled. See, if a person doing another time same type of mistakes with regard to the plagiarism, then penalty should be one level advance. Like if a researcher did her PhD thesis and submitted. First time, his similarity index, his plagiarized content is above 40. And second time, if her thesis is again above 40, then the decision will be taken as per the policy, and the policy suggests that one level higher than the previous level. Then means her research registration should be cancelled. Then imposed if a teacher is writing someone and if her content is plagiarized. Up to 10%, no penalty. Up to 10 to 40 shall be asked to withdraw the manuscript. But see, similarity, if the above 40 to 60 shall be asked to withdraw the manuscript, shall be deny a right to one annual increment. Your one annual increment should be stopped, and we are not a researcher, a teacher is not entitled to supervise new year PhD, MPhil student for a period of 2 years. In terms of, if your content is above 60% similarity in the plagiarized, then your 2 increment will be stopped, and you should not be entitled to supervise 3 years of a researcher, 3 years of a new researcher, but you can supervise your previously enrolled under your supervision. But here is again, if someone is repeat the same level of plagiarism, then penalty should be imposed one level high. Then if the plagiarism is next time is above 60%, then in case of level 3%, the disciplinary action including suspension, termination should be taken as per service rule of the higher education institution. See, if any teacher who is a member of departmental integrity panel or institutional integrity panel, if any complaint received against the particular teacher, the decision may be taken as a normal teacher. If the top executive of the institution are involved such type of activity, it means if the if the publication of the top executive of a particular higher education is plagiarized, the decision may be taken as per the rules prescribed in the format, prescribed in the regulation, means the rule which are applicable to a normal teacher.